Hello to friends who may be watching later on down the line, or anyone who ends up finding this series interesting. Maybe gets popular, maybe doesn't. Um, Basically, what we're doing is a solo honor mode run. As kind of, what you can tell by the title, all that good jazz. I'm naming the character the associated number. How many attempts? This is our 17th attempt at solo honor mode run. Um, we are going off of a guide, a Steam guide, Steam user guide. Let me pull that up real quick so I can reference it. And anyone who's watching can also reference it, or you can reference it in your own time. It is the BG3 Solo Honor Mode Definitive Guide, Patch 8 included by Team Nava and one collaborator. It has 216 ratings, complete 5-star. This is the guide I used, or have been using, for all of my attempts. We are going to turn keep the master the same and just turn the music down just a little bit. It's kind of blaring in my ear. There are a few guidelines lined out in this guide, that I am going to follow to an extent. If you do try solo honor mode, please feel free to disregard these rules. But if you want to have a similar experience as to what I'm experiencing, I will list them off here. The first rule, sort of, is we will not be using any barrelmancy. The only, what you could call exception to that rule, is I will be using the smoke powder bomb, not the barrel, the bomb you get from Wilbrin. I will be using that on Raphael in his fight. That is not to one-shot him, because it won't one-shot him. It is to destroy the pillars on my first turn. I'm sure that fight can be done without the bomb. However, I don't. If I'm having a super, if I'm that late into a run, I'm not. I don't want to. I do not want to risk it for the biscuit. No camp casting, so not getting your companions specced out with divination wizard and transmutation wizards and have them, give you a bunch of crazy buffs at camp. We won't be doing any of that. We will have companions at camp, and we will be using them for certain things, like Asterion for the Araj potion. That is outlined in the guide to be used. Hang on.
The console hums to life.
Yeah, do that, and do that.
And another sensation washes over you. A ship.
And talk to her.
Your mind.
Head, trust, Shadowheart. It's not. There's no time.
We are gonna grab her shield. So no camp casting, no barrelmancy.
There is work to do.
Shadowheart needs to go. Obviously, using companions for, certain rewards is fair game, because, like I said, you get the, they outline getting the Araj potion with Asterion, so by that same definition, I do use Shadowheart to get her, Selûnite spear, the legendary one. What's some other rulings? I could just scroll down and look at them. Here, we'll do that real quick. No Helldusk armor. This one I'm kind of about. I did it without Helldusk, so I guess you don't technically need it. I don't see why that's considered cheese. It's just the best heavy armor in the game. But okay, we'll bite. They list here speed pot, potions of speed pot, lethargic dodging. I'm pretty sure that's patched out now. You cannot pop another speed potion to override your previous one to continue to have haste, because once you do that, you become a lethargic immediately. So no worries there. Killing Voss in Act 1 for the Silver Sword. I'll be honest with you, I don't even know how you would do that. All I know how to do is command drop him to get the Astral Sword. But we won't even need that sword anyway, so whatever. Some other stuff that they don't do is Darkness Arrow plus Devil Sight. Okay, easy enough. Flesh to Stone, scrolls or spells. Okay, whatever. Globes of Invulnerability. This one is another one that I'm going to kind of argue with, because there's one particular fight that I can think of where you kind of need the Globes of Invulnerability, but I won't say where yet. We'll get to that fight when we get to it, and we'll see what happens. But that's really the only rule set. I'm not gonna go over this every single time I stream. So if this does get popular, maybe we will, maybe we won't, because that's a 7-minute intro of explaining rules. Obviously, I tossed Shadowheart and Lae'zel off, because we don't want anyone in combat with us, because we are solo. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I guess we can go over stat spread and stuff. So we are a Wood Elf. Reason being, between Wood Elf and Wood Half Elf is you get Perception. You're proficient in Perception versus having a proficiency in Shields, which, as you can tell, we end up getting proficiency in Shields anyways from, I assume, our class. So no real reason, and we're basically proficient with every single weapon as well, so you can use everything in the game. Level 1 Ranger, Wood Elf, Dark Urge. You want to be Dirge for some of the benefits you get for being Dirge. Stat spread should look 8 Dump, 16, 16, 8, 14, 12. Obviously, right now we're starting off with Ranger Knight for heavy armor proficiency, because we will be grabbing heavy armor. Urban Tracker. Those are just the best ones that I can think of, and they list them off in the guide. They actually mentioned in the guide picking not Ranger Knight, and then when you get your first set of heavy armor, respecking in a Ranger Knight. That's doing too much. I recommend just getting Ranger Knight from the jump. There's no reason for you to have to worry about respecking that early, doing all that nonsense. It just doesn't make any sense. Obviously we're rocking light crossbow, Lae'zel stuff, Githyanki, her boots as well for athletics, and then the shield, her longsword, and her studded shield. And we are going to dash, because we get our action economy back. So we are under the effects of a dash. Okay, 1 low roll and 1 high roll. I recommend taking this board out first. He is mean and does a shit ton of damage. I'm gonna move back just a hair. Good, we got the stun off. We are going to try and kill every small thing in the room. That is the goal. Oh, wow. So I'll take attack of opportunity. If you're also lucky, you may or may not be able to take one final shot at the Mind Flayer and kill him. That's if you're lucky. Right now, we're not looking lucky. We're not even past these guys up front. And we need to get boogieing. We need to get moving. So we are going to take an attack of opportunity here.
No traps, please.
Because he's only got 2 more turns left. Depending on how high Zulk rolls. I do not want to be there when... Oh, he's got 1 more turn left.
We're dead.
Well, you know, you gotta risk it for the biscuit. You know, there's a lot of XP here, and I do not want to miss out on it. Period, point blank, the end.
I'm coming for you.
So, if we, you know... Alright. So that'll be it, you know, and we, that was really unlucky. Zulk rolled really, really high, and also hit all of his attacks, obviously, so that's pretty tough. I don't know why it wouldn't just make me, that's stupid. As you can see, that last solo on road run, we had ended up going all the way. I am going to stop the broadcast and then restart, so that way, you know, it shows exactly what run we're on.